Hi John, I thought I'd make you a video for the Module 3 assignment, which is the Popsicle Stick Stool Design Model, because I'm not quite sure what to do here. In the previous assignment for Module 3, it was to submit a design brief, a design report. I ended up making a 10-page technical report for that, covering everything from the appendices 5 that you had highlighted. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to be doing for this part of the assignment. So I thought I'll make you a video, and in real time you can see how my stool measured up. So in your appendices, it was you gave some parameters to work with as far as dimensions, and the load bearing was 180 pounds, one student. When I ended up designing my stool with my 3D sketches, or sorry, my 3D views and my 2D views, I built this or designed this at half scale. And when I went to build this, I was going to build it based on these this rendering, or these renderings. Oh, I also have my AutoCAD and Fusion 2D drawings. But I was going to build this stool based on my my renderings here. However, the amount of popsicle sticks that would have taken was completely ridiculous. So I ended up building this based on half of my rendering, which is a quarter of what the parameters for the assignment were. And by doing it at a quarter scale, I ended up using still close to 80 popsicle sticks, because I quadrupled up the layerings on everything to give it more strength. My initial design, I didn't stagger my popsicle sticks like you would stagger, say, when you're building a brick house. So there wasn't a lot of strength. So I had to restart and stagger my sticks to give it some more integrity. And then I tried a thinner top initially, and that caved pretty quickly. So those were a couple of the challenges that I came across. Overall, I didn't sand it as popsicle sticks. I wasn't going to sand popsicle sticks. I was afraid of flaking or cracking or anything like that. So what I'm going to do here is hope that this can withstand a quarter of the amount of weight that was in your outline. And a quarter of 180 pounds is approximately 45 pounds. So I've got a bunch of weight plates here from my gym downstairs. And I'm going to try this and hope that it doesn't collapse and then damage my hardwood table. So here goes nothing. So the first several plates that I have are 10-pound plates. So that's 10 pounds. Another 10 pounds puts this at 20. I've got some smaller, but they're thicker. They're still 10-pound weights. That puts me up to 30. Another 10. So far, 40 pounds. I still have another 10-pound weight and a couple 5-pounders. Just to meet the requirement, I'm going to put another 5 pounds on. So there's the 45 pounds holding strong. I do want to put a little bit more weight on here to see if it can exceed the goal. And I would do it I would do this until it collapsed, but again, I don't want to damage my hardwood table. I probably should have did this in a different location, but I didn't really think that one through. So here's another 10 pounds. So I now have 50 pounds of weight on this stool. And if I were to quadruple that, we'd be at 200 pounds. Another 5. Puts it at 55 pounds. You know, I got one more 5-pounder here. We'll put another 5 on there. So there's my, I'm actually shocked by this. Here's my stool holding 60 pounds, built at a quarter scale of your outline. I'm actually really impressed with this. I can't believe this is holding up. The only thing that I have holding this together is hot glue. I did put some, I guess I inset the legs into the actual seat itself, because my initial design, I kind of just glued the legs on top of the seat, or I guess the bottom of the seat. And that made it too weak. The legs wanted to separate. So I actually carved grooves and fitted the legs inside the seat. One popsicle stick depth, just to give it some more strength or integrity. Aesthetically, I mean, as far as the stool goes, I think it looks all right. I'm not entirely sure how a stool made from popsicle sticks is going to look attractive to the eye, aesthetically pleasing. But the one nice thing about this stool, when I was designing it, I thought to myself, I could use reclaimed wood to pretty much make this entire thing. And with the offsetting, you know what, aesthetically pleasing, my offsetting is very nice on this. If I were to use reclaimed wood, I could introduce this, and I could introduce this project as a form of sustainability in tech design, making environmentally responsible decisions in design. I don't know how many people would be in the market for a reclaimed pallet wood stool, but I mean, it worked. With a little bit of reclaimed stain, or you go to Rona, you can buy that reclaimed paint and apply that to your reclaimed pallet wood stool. I think we got a bit of a winner here. So I don't know what else to add to this. I feel like I'm rambling. I did enjoy this assignment. I did struggle with AutoCAD initially because the tutorials that were provided did not, the interface did not match the software that we were to use, the app, the Autodesk app or AutoCAD app. So trying to walk through the tutorials, and the tutorials, let's say it was on the paid version of AutoCAD, it got really difficult for me. So I actually had to go to school and use the paid versions of AutoCAD to get a feel for the commands. And I had to speak with my tech design teacher, or my tech head, because he's very familiar with AutoCAD. So he walked me through a lot of it. And then I ended up building that two-dimensional design through the provided app that you had given us through our D2L. Fusion, I have a little bit more experience with Fusion. I find Fusion a bit easier to use. User-friendly, auto-dimensioning is really nice. I did notice though, when using Fusion, when you are using auto-dimensioning, you can get a plethora of different options and how many points you want plotted. And depending on which one you picked, it might have been missing key dimensions. So I tried to pick one auto-dimension setting that met all the dimensions that I was looking for in my drawing. I tried to do it in SketchUp. I had a problem though when I was trying to multiply. I tried to copy one of my legs and then into a circular pattern on SketchUp. For whatever reason though, and I think it's because I was using the SketchUp app, there's some limitations on there, and I was getting stuck in one portion. So that's why I ended up building everything in Fusion. I didn't make a 3D, I didn't make a promotional poster in Canva. I think it's the one thing I did forget. But I did capture a PNG transparent image, a 3D image of my stool design. I'm hoping that this little demonstration here will make up for the lack of promotion. I think there's actually a pretty good promotional video for my beautifully crafted popsicle stick stool. So in closing, I did enjoy this. I did not sand it because, again, I thought it was kind of silly to sand this. We hit 60 pounds and it held strong, and there's no fractures or anything. This probably could have went more. I bet you I could have got about 80 or 90 pounds on this little stool without it collapsing. And maybe I'll shoot another quick video. Maybe I'll do it outside on my deck or something so I don't damage anything. But that is my submission for this. I'm going to include the same report that I gave in the other Module 3 assignment. In case I did too much in the first that first submission of my, sorry, this might pull it up. In case I gave you too much in my design report, I'm just going to send the same report to this same link in hopes that I covered all my bases. So anyway, thanks, John, for listening to me ramble and give you a demonstration of my stool in action. It was great, and we'll talk soon.